DRATCHEV from Alberta. I just spent a night at the Petro Pass in Fort McMurray, Alberta, and thought I'd be stuck here, but I got lucky, and right now I'm heading still further north to the oil sands near Fort McKay, Alberta. Picking up some crane parts, and they're going across the border into North Dakota. Now the trick now is I got the map, I got directions, but it's not exactly, you know, the oil sand project. They don't exactly come with an address. So the tricky part now is to find the location where my crane is disassembled, and they're waiting for me there to load me. So we'll see what happens, but the load pays pretty good, and I should end up not in the northern part of North Dakota like it happened last time, but this time I'll be maybe half an hour away from I-94, and I like that. So I can get to you know, to better load areas from there. I don't know, maybe Fargo, maybe Minnesota, or at least I'm not going into Montana or Wyoming, otherwise I'll be stuck in the west. At least I'll be heading southeast. The load is supposed to be pretty heavy. It's counterweights, you know, for a crane, and some booms. So they'll probably load me like to the maximum of my ability, but the sheet said 45,000, so we'll see what happens. Oh, and I just got an email from a Freightliner, and they did give me the price was, you know, pretty decent for the Cascadia. The only problem is they said because of the engine, 600 horsepower, 1850 torque, and the heavy axles, they want 5,000 down just to place the order with the factory, and it takes 80 days, just under 3 months, to build that truck. So of course the question is, like, I don't have $5,000, so I have to. I was thinking of selling my truck to get the down payment, but then if I sell my truck, you know, what do I do for 3 months till the truck is being built? So I don't know. And I've been doing some research about this SCR and Cummins, and yeah, the feedback is awful. Some people say they're okay, but a lot of people are complaining about those EGR coolers problems, then all this kind of thing. So Detroit is definitely better. I didn't see any complaints about Detroit engines, you know. So it's either a Freightliner or a Western Star. So, and the Western Star guy has not still sent me a quote. You know, I don't know why it takes him so long. So anyway, on my way to Fort McKay, Alberta. Well, I drove about 50 kilometers on a decent road. It was times four-way, a full-lane freeway. Most of the time it was a two-lane highway, and then I turned on this East Athabasca highway. And these guys are optimists, right? They call it a highway. This is just a dirt road. At least I like it better than gravel. If that one gets stuck in your tires, you know. So now I have to drive for roughly 25 miles or 40 kilometers to another intersection. And then from there it's 15 kilometers to the actual oil sand project, where I'm picking up my crane parts. They told me it's gonna be some maybe some boom sections, but because I'm a flatbed, right, I cannot take tall loads, so they'll probably load me up with some counterweights. like dealing with those because they are easy to strap down. You know, they're nicely shaped. All you have to do is put some edge protectors on them. And I got a bunch of those. Visibility goes down. In a lot of these places they have you know, water trucks drive around and hose down the highway so that there's less dust, but then of course all that shit flies on your windshield. Welcome to oil sands trucking. Now this trip I just did, it was $6,000, 5,000 for line haul and $1,000 for fuel surcharge, right? And so I made $1,000, 100% of the fuel surcharge, and then 73% of the rest of the 5,000. So it was 4,600, right? So I left a comment about this on my video, and this guy from British Columbia says, ouch. So 4,600 bucks to the truck for a week of very lazy driving, because I could have done it like in you know, in 5 days, but because the guy basically didn't want to pay me more, and he paid $7,000 to the other truck instead of 6, right? So I didn't feel like rushing. And I love leaving income numbers because it often rubs people the wrong way and creates some, you know, nice discussion. But if 4,600 bucks a week to the truck is you know, ouch, then I don't know. What are you gonna? What do you need to do to say that you're comfortable? You know, like what, 10,000 a day? I don't know. To me, that's a good income. My goal, actually, speaking in gross numbers, you know, the total numbers, I need to collect roughly 3,300 bucks in gross income to Landstar, plus cover my fuel. If I do that, I'm meeting all my financial goals and I'm making a profit. And so this time I did 6,000, right? So that's much more than 3,300 plus fuel. But I did burn, I'm estimating about 1,300 bucks of fuel, so 33 plus 13, that's 4,600. So that's way less than $6,000. And I'm just using gross numbers because they're easier to work with, you know, before my percentage, because that's what I see on the load board. And this one, oh, and this guy says, you know, you have to come out west. Now the problem with the west is, like this particular load that I'm picking up, it pays great, but most loads out of here to go back into US or Eastern Canada, they don't pay anything. It's like you're basically getting out of here just for the fuel money, you know. So I don't know. I think you can make probably a lot of money doing this stuff here, you know, driving on these bad roads. Kind of like this guy in front of me, he stopped and he asked me where I was going, and he said, "No, just follow me." And you can see he's doing a delivery, and it's a day cab, so probably just, you know, original local driver. So probably, yeah, you can make more money this way, but then you're killing your truck. It's all dirt. And all the trucks I saw at the truck stop, they were all like covered in this gray mud. And also, everything here is much more expensive than in Ontario, Canada. Even though we have 13% sales tax, these guys here have only, what is it, 5%? But prices on everything, like, except the fuel, you know, diesel is cheaper, but everything else, like food, I assume clothes, liquor, you know, beer, everything costs income in Western Canada, it does not necessarily mean that you are making a lot of money. Trust me. When is the end of this road? And you see a surface like that, that's where they say 46,000 tandems are a good thing to have, even if you hold regular weight, because the transmission in all those differentials, there's lots of vibration going on there. It's better when they are strong. So of course I don't drive a road like this every day, you know, but just an example. And the Freightliner guy said, yeah, he agrees with 46,000 axles request, you know, when I asked him for his opinion. But he's pushing this 1850 torque engine on me, you know, like I said, I want the spot torque rating. You know, they have what seems to be a fuel efficient version with a dual torque. It's only 500 horsepower, but it has 1850 torque, and then in top two gears it makes 2050 torque. You know, that would be great. So this way you can spec a slightly faster axle ratio, you know, and save money. So because this is a cheaper engine, of course, it's not 600 horsepower, and then you go with a heavy load somewhere up you know, up a hill, you're gonna cruise in the top gear, you know, longer. But he put in 550 horse, 1850 torque. So I don't know. Based on my experience, you know, it's always better to have high torque. I would always choose, let's say, 2050 torque and 500 horsepower instead of 1850 torque and 600 horsepower. Because I drive slow, you know. Like with a new truck or even with this current truck, I plan to, if I leave this one, next time when I need to upgrade the tires, and this might happen maybe in a couple of months, I will just change the size of the tires so that I can drive at least 60 miles per hour and still be fuel efficient. Because right now I cannot even do that. I do like 59, 58 because it's a cat, and I don't want the RPM to go beyond let's say 1330, 1340. We're up Ukraine. My GPS shows the icon for my truck in the middle of the green field. It does not see this road, so that's what they call, you know, the middle of nowhere. When even your GPS has no idea where you are. I think this is still Alberta, but I'm not sure. We might have crossed into Yukon somewhere along the way. Now I switched roads, just turned left after 45 kilometers. Now it's 15 kilometers more to the project, and the road is worse. Like, imagine how much punishment the trucks take here. Oh, 3-axle step, just like the one I'm getting. Yeah, at least about the step deck, it's guaranteed. You know, I am getting the step deck trim. But the truck, I'm still thinking. Like guys say I'm crazy, but yeah, Cummins for sure. Cummins is out of the picture. I just was doing research online, and people are saying all kinds of problems. You know, like I thought it was only true for the EGR, like old Cummins, but even the new ones, they all screwed up basically. Something about EGR coolers and I don't know.
think Detroit is the best-selling engine in the world. I think I read somewhere, and you can get it with all that power. No, but speaking about you know, the new truck, check this out. Last year I spent $20,000 on repairs. $20,000, right? And then the year before that, I think it was pretty much the same. Now $20,000, that's $1,600 a month. That's what my payment was for the truck when I was making payments, you know. And add to that the bad tax situation, because you cannot deduct anything. Like my truck is worthless right now. Add to that fuel economy, because the new truck, if I get like an aerodynamic truck, it will have different bumper, different mirrors, you know, different engine, so I'm pretty sure it'll be better for fuel economy. So repairs, fuel economy, tax savings, and what else? And most importantly, the new truck will allow me to do loads that I cannot do now, you know. Some heavy loads. Screwed up road. They call it a road. Believe it or not, it even has a name. It's called Cantera Road. And I just left the job site. It's 20 minutes past 2 local time. I could not shoot the video inside the site. They don't allow it. So now I'm back on the same dirt road. So this is what is it, Cranberry? Yeah, so 15 kilometers to East Athabasca Highway, and then on that one it's 40 kilometers back to Highway 63, where finally the pavement begins. So I got 2 counterweights. Each weighs 15,000 pounds. And I got one probably like 30-foot long boom section, which only weighs like 7,000 pounds, but it's, you know, it's like 8 feet wide, probably 8 feet tall, you know, big. So what is that? 37,000 pounds, you know, like a pretty decent load. But it's already 2 o'clock. I don't know. By the time I reach the main road, it'll probably be 3. I don't think I want to be driving. I mean, I'm a bit tired after jumping up and down the road there. And, you know, inside the site, it's not exactly, you know, where they meet you at the security booth, and then they load you right there. There was another 15 minutes driving inside the site. Like, that place is so huge. You know, there's like construction everywhere, huge machines. I mean, I never seen something like this before. Very impressive, you know. They really killing Mother Nature over there. Oil, you know, oil. What do you do? So I'm heading back to the same petrol pass where I was this morning. So I know they have showers, so I need to take a shower. And as the military say, regrouped. Oh, and I didn't get any paperwork, so now I just called the agent, who as usual has only voicemail answering. So I said, send me all the paperwork, by, you know, by email. Actually, the most impressive part about driving here is that when I was at that sign, oil sands, I tried my Canadian internet, and it shows LTE, you know, high-speed internet, you know, in the middle of nowhere. Amazing. So I was able to even send an email to the cost of driving on dirt roads is that, you know, your truck looks ugly. So I'll have to wash my truck after I'm done. And here's my load. So that's the counterweight on the front, 15,000 pounds. The boom is about 7,000. And then I got another counterweight in the back. See, it's not very good when you have such a big overhang. See where my wheels are. And I asked them to put the thing as close to the boom as possible. And actually, one trick I know is that, of course, the weight does not sit on the floor, right? It depends. You can fine-tune it a little bit, how you put your timbers. And I used up so many timbers because I have nowhere to put them. And you see, I put more of them in the front, and you know, only a couple over there. So this way more weight goes closer to the wheel. And I also asked them to put the wider part. See the wider part? There's an angle here. So the wider part is closer to the front, so I believe that's heavier. But my trailer is all covered in dirt now.